Hey there. This vlog isn't really about a video game. It's about why one of the most successful entertainment franchises in the world barely needs any marketing now. GTA happens to be the cleanest examples I know of how storytelling, identity, and participation actually work at scale. Once you see it, you start noticing the same pattern everywhere else too. When GTA Online launched back in 2013, it was rough. Limited missions, basic progression, a city that felt open but strangely empty. But something important was already there. You weren't playing a hero, you weren't trying to save the city. You were building a reputation, an empire. Your character didn't matter because of who they mattered because of what they did. That made them the story. Over time, Rockstar stopped shipping content and started shipping systems. Heists didn't just pay money, they created memory. The people you played with became your crew, they became your friends. Businesses weren't just income streams, they were status signals. If you owned all of them, you were OG. Your version of Los Santos slowly diverged from everyone else's. Different choices, different priorities, different scars. That's not traditional storytelling. That's emergent narrative design. And that's what makes it interesting. Rockstar doesn't need to scream for attention. Most of the marketing, it doesn't come from ads. It comes from players. Streams, clips, Reddit threads, Quora, YouTube theories, videos, clips, gameplay videos, tutorials, TikTok chaos, you name it, it's there. People don't share GTA because they're told to. They do it because their experience feels personal, and personal stories, they travel further than polished campaigns ever will. And that leads me to believe that Rockstar leaves things unfinished on purpose. They don't over explain, they don't resolve every arc, they let contradictions sit in stew. So players, they do the rest. They speculate, they connect the dots, they argue, they build lore. If you've ever been on a GTA subreddit, you'll have seen people arguing about something as mundane as why a specific fruit vendor's fruits are low poly models. That's the kind of thing that happens when your audience, when your target market, your customers actually own your product. Rockstar lets people build their own meaning while quietly nudging everyone in the direction that they want people to go in. That's how hype sustains itself for years. Now, I'm going to dabble in the lore a bit to explain the core point of this video. Note that this part is pure speculation, not leaks, not confirmations, just pattern recognition. If GTA Online is heading towards a conclusion, it makes sense that it wouldn't end in a victory. It would end in an escape. Mr. Faber is a character that was introduced in a previous DLC, but became more significant in the recent Mansions update. He works as a final antagonist, not because he is powerful, but because he represents the system. He has connections everywhere, law enforcement, agencies, the criminal underworld, the invisible ceiling of your world. The clean ending? You don't beat Los Santos. You leave it behind with a fresh new identity. Enter Vice City and the state of Leonidas. At this point, people usually stop listening and say, but this is just a video game. How is this relevant to our business? Well, because it isn't just a video game. Look at what they're doing. They're building identity through action, they're building trust through consistency, and they're building story through use and not messaging. They're not shoving their marketing collateral or marketing materials at their customers. They're making their customers build the marketing themselves. They're making the customers build their own identities, their own stories. That's the kind of ownership that any business would benefit from, right? That applies to brands, products, communities, and even B2B companies that nobody thinks are interesting. Most brands just talk at their customers, but Rockstar builds spaces where people do the talking, where their customers do the talking. There's one more reason why Rockstar wins. It's fun. People enjoy being in that world. They like the chaos, they like the grind, they like the freedom. Who doesn't like flying around in a jet or a futuristic hover bike or cars that fly or go underwater? They just fly around, do fun stuff with their friends. It is a fun place to be. That's why GTA 6 is one of the most anticipated entertainment releases on the planet. Not because of the hype, but because people trust that it'll be worth their time. So much so that the entire video game industry and even cinemas all over the world are trying to schedule around the GTA 6 release because everyone knows that once this game comes out, no one will want to play or watch anything else. So, yeah, it's a huge deal. And this brings me to the real lesson of this video. GTA Online doesn't succeed because it tells great stories. It succeeds because it creates conditions where stories emerge organically, where the customer, they create their own story. They write their own story. Most brands, they don't do that. They just publish, they promote, they repeat themselves repeatedly. But they don't design experiences that people want to participate in, that people want to talk about. And without participation, nothing really sticks. And on that note, signing off.